Shut your eyes. Stop your ears. Deny your instincts and hide your identity. Present yourself to the world as you are expected to be, not as you truly are. Dust over the brilliant spectrum of your plumage with the dull pigeon gray of conformity. Lock what is fierce in you away and throw away the key to that dark closet. Conceal your natural identity, expunge your points of difference, and fool yourself into the conviction that your true colors will not come spilling forth at the unseen hour. On a gray farm, in a gray region of a gray country, the drab gray farmhands and locals shuffle through the gray dust, their hopes, dreams, and desires slowly atrophying from year upon year of repression and denial. Traditions, customs, and propriety bind every man, woman, and child into a straitjacket of sanity from which they have never imagined escaping. Even the animals have little more freedom. Animals such as this enormous, affectionate dog, packed into his tweed jacket against the wind, whose love of his mistress is matched only by his uncontrollable passion for carelessly unattended scraps of offal.
Come along, Rufus. You know how angry Mother will be if we're late for dinner.
Yes, absolutely! We must hurry, my beloved Imogen! Only we are about to pass by the house with the most wonderful flower beds in the world!
Oh, listen to you, Rufus. Woof, woof, woof. Oh, if only you could speak, I know I would have a true friend. Now be good. Mr. Griggs' house is just here. I know you love to dig, but we mustn't provoke that horrible man, even if he is my fiancé.
Look! Look at the petunias! Hooray! Dig, dig, dig!
No! Rufus, come away from there.
Dig, dig, dig!
What's this? That overlarge dog digging up my petunias again? Miss Purge, this is unacceptable. You are a wild and disobedient girl with a wild and disobedient dog. When we are married, I shall make sure that you know the proper way to behave. And as for this dog, I'll deal with him this instant. Come here, you menace!
Running! I love running! Run away from the horrible man! Come, let us run, my beloved Imogen!
Oh, no! Stop! Oh, silly Rufus, where are you going?
I'll kill you! I'll kill your dog and then I'll marry you and break your spirit. That is how things are done!
Well, that was fun.
Come here, Rufus. Oh, I don't want to marry that despicable man. But what else can I do? In this drab grey world of ours, where would I be without a husband, a house, a family? I would be adrift, lost under these dark grey clouds.
They are awfully dark grey clouds, aren't they? Oh, look! It's a tornado! Hooray! Let's run recklessly towards it!
Oh, no, you stupid dog. Can't you see there's a tornado coming? Quick, let's take shelter.
Too late! The tornado is upon us! My beloved Imogen, cling onto my beautiful jacket of robust Harris tweed. I'll save you!
The winds are too strong, Rufus. Even your immense bulk is not hefty enough. We're being lifted away.
There goes Sob, that mean old battle axe.
Oh dear, swept up in a tornado. I knew it would come to this one day.
And there's that rather flamboyant bag of bones, Phlegm. I don't like it. And the curious, perplexing creature we all call Mr. Kent.
I have so many regrets.
Look! Even horrible Mr. Greek is up here. I'll kill your dog!
Well, at least he can't get you as long as we're floating around in this cyclone.
Oh, but now it's losing its force. We're falling! Now!
Oh, Rufus, you broke our fall, you delightful pooch.
Oh, dear. I've landed on something pointy.
Look, you squashed a witch. Oh dear, she's quite dead. But what lovely bright red platform heels. Maybe I'll just,
Yes, we wouldn't want them to go to waste. Oh, no! What are these horrible creeping creatures shuffling from the undergrowth?
Oh, what horrible little crab people. They're monstrous.
They're eating the dead witch's body. Oh, boy. You're rather good, actually. Maybe I could... Oh, no, fair enough. Yours first.
Oh, Rufus, this place is so scary and brightly coloured. I just want to go home to the safe dull greys and browns of my home.
Yes, I love home! But what's this? An prismatic bubble containing a blue horse in a yellow ball gown.
Is that a green donkey in a mauve ball gown floating around in a bubble?
Yup, that's me, hello. Philanthropic fairy witch princess, embodied in equine form of fluctuant pigmentation, and dressed in a most lovely ball gown of similarly inconstant shade, drifting about this vibrant land of Oz, in search of outcasts and nonconformists in need of aid against the oppressive forces on all sides. Little bit about me there, 'cause you were wondering.
Oh, right.
I see that you have successfully murdered the bad witch who lived here, pilfered her shoes, and abandoned her body to the munchin' scrunchin' crunchkins that live in the undergrowth hereabouts. Is there any further help you might be needing from a passing mule of a different hue?
Well, I'd like to go home.
Yeah, sure, it's pretty nice here.
No, it's very scary here, and I'd like to go home, please.
All right, then. If you must go home, you'll want to go and see the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz. Ooh. She can fix most things.
But how do we get there?
You must make your way to the Turquoise City at the end of the Ochre Brick Road. It's just on the other side of this thicket of monologues.
Well, off we go!
It was a little after 6 p.m. on the last Sunday of Pride Week, and the four of us were veering from elation towards a particularly cranky sort of mood, like toddlers who'd had too much sugar and then missed nap time. Only it was 4 grown adults who'd been sleepless and drunk for days. Sarah, Terry, Thomas and I, covered in sweat, sunburnt and yet still oddly pale due to exhaustion, shimmering with glitter all over our bodies. Not that we'd applied glitter. One doesn't need to apply glitter to end up covered in glitter at Pride festivities. One merely has to show up, and after a few hours, glitter just appears all over your person, in every nook and cranny of your body, and then it finds its way into your bed sheets at night and somehow manages to stay there for weeks on end. Anyway, we were in a beer garden where the revels were still in full swing, and our squad was fading. Despite the insistent beats being supplied by the DJ, none of us had that much energy to dance anymore. Instead, we sort of just clung to each other, while slightly nodding our heads to the rhythm. The sun was making its way further west, and a light sprinkling of rain misted down upon us. It was that magical time when you have both rain and direct sunlight hitting you. Everyone seemed to be loving it, except us. Cranky had now taken full hold. "I'm horny and I'm bored," Thomas informed us, surprising nobody at all. It seemed to be the calling card of the early 20-somethings male to be bored at all times, whilst also horny. "I can't help you with either of those things," said Sarah, without even attempting to hide her derision. "If you want, you can go home and procrastinate the night away like you did with your entire college career." "Ooh, girl, she read you," Terry replied. "Listen, I haven't eaten in 3 days, and now the fun's over, so I just need to, eat. Let's get food. Fuck it all. Fuck it all. I want all of the food. I want as many burgers as I can fit in my stomach. I don't need to be shirtless again until next year, so let's just celebrate Pride properly by getting Big Macs and as many McNuggets as the strongest man can carry." McNuggets! Thomas was suddenly rejuvenated. "Okay, so if the next song they play sucks, we're gonna get McNuggets." We stood in wait for the current song's end, a hideously long remix of some faded pop hit that none of us could remember, to see what fate the gods of music had in store for us. Suddenly, the new beat kicked in and the crowd exploded with cheers as Katy Perry's Swish Swish came in over the speakers. The four of us ran from that beer garden as fast as we could. "That song is the worst," Thomas said. When a bleach blonde twink doesn't like your designed for the gays dance song, you know you're in trouble. The McDonald's was not a far walk away, and as we made our way through the doors, we saw that a great many people had the exact same idea as we had. Pride is over. Nobody cares about their bodies anymore. Fast food is amazing. Happy Pride. A sea of happily glittered, sweaty faces greeted us as people kissed their summer diets goodbye with sodium and special sauce. Still, I wanted to enjoy the last remaining sun of the afternoon, so I turned to Terry and said, "You know, it's still lovely outside. We could get it to go. We could go to the park, the one round the corner. The hilltop view has a great view of the entire city." "Oh, that is such a good plan. This is the best day ever." Terry was so adorable. Just the simplest things made him happy. Everyone needs a friend like that, someone who just finds joy in the mundane. Our arms loaded with our bagged feasts, we made it to the park to find it surprisingly empty. And I guess everybody's sticking out in the village until the last beat has dropped and the last drag queen ditches her heels. Drag queens don't ditch their heels, ever, I informed her. "That's a straight girl thing. You'll walk home from the club in your bare feet on these nasty-ass streets like you're actively trying to get hepatitis. A queen never ditches her heels." "Oh my God, look at that rainbow!" Terry and Thomas screamed in unison. And indeed, it was a beaut. Bold, strong, and in a perfect arc, touching down at a little wooded area on the park's furthest side. This is a sign that the gods of the gays want us to be happy. I have McNuggets. There's a rainbow. And my skin was really good all week, Thomas said, his eyes misting up. It is a sign. To a twink, the combination of McDonald's, rainbows, and good skin is worthy of happy tears. "Oh my God, can we go to the end of it, please? Please, please, it's totally a sign that there is no one else in the park. We have to go to the end of it, please. Please, there is nobody else to go to the end of the rainbow." And with that, Thomas shoved the last 5 McNuggets into his mouth and ran off towards the rainbow. Sarah sighed. She rolled her eyes, collected all of our fast food rubbish, and stuffed it into a bin. "I guess we're looking for gold now," she said. "But I'm not running. You two can chase after him if you want, but I'm going to make it there in my own time." "Girl, I am literally drunk and full of beef. I am not running after some twink who's having some Judy Garland moment. We will find him when the gay gods want us to find him, and that will be fine." Terry, the burger-filled voice of reason. We followed after Thomas at our own pace, laughing as we watched him doing his drunken best attempt at a sprint towards the end of the rainbow, before he finally disappeared into the wooded area. Strangely, the rainbow we were walking towards didn't seem to be fading away at all. In fact, it seemed even more solid the closer we got to it. As we stepped into the wooded glade, we saw Thomas, his back to us, standing perfectly still. Hearing us, but not looking towards us, he raised his right hand, signalling for us to stop and be quiet. Then we saw it. A unicorn. An actual, honest-to-God unicorn standing at the base of the rainbow in the glade, looking straight out of a Ridley Scott film or something. Majestic and white, a golden spire atop its crown. We all stood in stunned silence as the unicorn observed us. "It's a sign," Thomas whispered. He reached out his hand towards the creature and the unicorn bowed its head. "It's greeting me!" Thomas was hyperventilating. And then, without warning, the unicorn charged, head still bowed directly towards Thomas, who was frozen in shock. The unicorn's spire pierced Thomas right in the stomach, and with a swift rear of its head, the unicorn tossed Thomas into the air like a farmer pitchforks hay. "What the fuck?" Sarah screamed, while Terry and I stood paralyzed with fear. Thomas hit the ground and held onto his stomach, blood seeping through his fingers. "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I just got hate crimed by a fucking unicorn!" Thomas shrieked, "This is bullshit! What the fuck is your fucking problem?" The unicorn turned towards Sarah, Terry, and I. Thomas's blood now dripping down its spire into its head. It snarled at us, its eyes now glowing a fiery red. Sarah was panicking. "What do you want? Please, let us go. We won't hurt you." The unicorn took 2 slow steps towards Sarah, opened its mouth and said, "Swish, swish, bish," and charged at her, goring her through her left shoulder. She fell back, screaming in pain, and struggled to crawl from the attacking creature. "Another one in the basket," said the unicorn. "Can't touch this." And it charged at Terry, piercing his neck, which exploded into a rainbow of blood. "Another one in the casket." It snarled as it turned its focus on me. "Why?" I screamed at the creature. "Why?" We stood staring at each other as my friends lay on the ground, all shimmering wetly from the glitter and the blood that now covered them. "What do you want from us?" Thomas, struggling to breathe and choking on his own blood, managed to splutter out. "We angered the gay gods. We've rejected Katy Perry's new single. We broke the rules." Coughing up blood, Thomas gasped and shook and then went dead still. The unicorn smiled maliciously at this and turned to look at me once again, its once beautiful face now covered in the blood of my friends. I was kidding. I like the song, has a great beat," Sarah choked out. I'm sorry. We didn't mean to disrespect Katy Perry or her talents as a songwriter and vocalist. It's a great track. Surefire summer anthem. The unicorn ignored Sarah and kept its focus squarely on me, challenging me, staring directly into my soul. "What do you want me to say?" I asked it. "Do you want me to grovel? Do you want me to beg for my life, apologize for my taste in music?" Its mouth was starting to foam. "I mean, it's an okay song, but she's no Cyndi Lauper." And with that, the unicorn lunged at me, its spire going right into my stomach. The creature held its horn inside of me and we stared into each other's eyes. "You know, she's not even that great a live vocalist." The unicorn jammed its horn deeper into my stomach. I spat out blood, realizing that these were my last moments I would ever be alive. I survived being a gay teenager in the 1990s. I survived beatings and harassment from school bullies and violent chavs on the streets. And here I was, about to die, at the end of the rainbow, at the hands of a murderous unicorn, on the last day of Pride, just because I don't like Katy Perry's new single! I felt dizzy, knowing my end was only moments away, life draining from me, spilling onto the grassy floor of the glade. The murderous creature and I stared into each other's eyes. "You'll never get away with this." I gurgled out. Others will find out, and they will avenge us. Beyonce, Bjork, Madonna, Kylie, Carly, Ray, Jepsen! Oh my God, I really like that new Carly Rae song, Sarah faintly exclaimed as she lay dying. Me too, Sarah. Me too. Now, if you're gonna kill me, why don't you just cut to the feeling and do it already? And with that, the unicorn pierced my heart with its spire, delivering one last fatal blow. It opens its mouth, intoning one last time. Swish, swish, bish.
Oh, Rufus, it feels though he's been walking for hours.
Yes, it was slightly over 5 minutes.
Look, a raggedy old scarecrow.
What a surprise!
What's the matter, old scarecrow?
Oh, you'll hate me if I tell you.
Nonsense! We've just had unsolicited help from a technicolor mule, and we're ready to pay it forward.
Oh, do tell us.
Oh, it's just, scarecrows are supposed to scare birds, right?
Seems reasonable.
Only, I'm not much interested in birds.
Ah, well, I smell an allegory.
I've always had an urge to scare reptiles.
I see.
You're not disgusted with me?
I don't see that it matters much to me who you scare.
Oh, what a relief. Well, there's a lot of hatred against scare snakes. More of a community in the big cities, but the fields of Oz are my home.
Come and see the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz, ooh-wee-oo-woo, with us. I'm sure she can help you.
Oh, in the interest of moving the story along and avoiding repetition, may I introduce you to two other local pariahs who are suffering from related but not identical problems?
Yes! Let's streamline this parody!
All right. This is Lion.
Oh, dear me, I am a lion. But I'm a gentle, kind creature, not like most of my species. There are such ferocious expectations for lions.
And Tin Man here might have it the worst out of all of us.
I'm an abomination!
Yeah! A robot!
Down, Rufus, be nice. Your dog is right to bark. Anyone can see just by looking at me that I am a natural. My clanking joints, my steely chassis with its iridescent sheen, my lack of internal organs or any biological component. I am a horrifying monstrosity which no one could love.
Sorry.
Come with us, Tin Man. I'm sure the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz, ooh-wee-oo-oo, can help even you.
Shall we sing a song as we go?
I'm not sure we have time.
There's no time. Here we are at the gates of the Turquoise City.
Let us eat immediately! We have demands for your wizard.
Oi! Stop it! What do you want?
We have it on good authority.
You mean we have it on good authority, I think?
We have it on good authority that the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz, ooh-ee-oo, can solve all our problems.
Oh, yeah? And what's in it for her? We thought she might want to help the distressed denizens of Oz. Nah, she's got a turquoise city, high walls, measureless riches, admiration of everyone in the land. Why would she go out of her way to help oddballs like you?
Oh, it's no use. We will forever be reviled for our idiosyncrasies and our failure to fall into narrow categories offered by society.
Hang about. Did you say you have difficulty fitting into constrictive normative social roles?
Yes, I did, just so as it happens.
Well, You see, that's something I sympathise with, even in my button-down position of middle management.
Can't you see that the only way the world is ever going to change is if a powerful authority figure magically fixes all our problems?
All right, I'll most likely get fired for this. Godspeed, good luck, for the omnipotent and omniscient emerald enchantress and official oracle of Ozoweyowo is just on the other side of digital ukulele-lister ROOKES.
Excuse that.
I thought the bet was fixed. I thought the bet was fixed. I fought for the best bits. I fought. No heat on my breath betrays ice in my chest. My mind is tight. It's the skin of the drum I'm beating. It goes on. Unwanted smudge on the heel of my hand, and everyone understands. No one could give it name, but I can. So
Brice, come on, walk.
Did you walk
No.
into
Still going.
I'm just following the script.
It's a long corridor. Hurry up the walking.
In these old buildings, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. Excuse me. Hello?
Who dares disturb the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz? Ooh.
Please. We've come to you for help. Please don't be angry.
I will be angry if I like. But what you want?
I'm just trying to get home, but these three have more insidious and institutionalized problems.
Such as?
Everyone expects me to be mean and aggressive just 'cause I'm a lion.
I'm a scarecrow, but I have a preference for reptiles.
I'm a mechanical monstrosity.
My love, I don't mean to criticise, but I do feel we should be asking her for more than just to go home. Maybe we could escape the arranged marriage and the attendant euthanasia of me and whatever it is that I'm an allegory for.
Shush, Rufus, down!
These are difficult problems indeed. You are right to come to me. As a great and powerful authority, there is no one better situated to straighten all this out. I, the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz, we will now pronounce judgment.
Hooray!
Lion! You are a lion. Behave like one. A little soft gray baby lion is no good to anyone. Scarecrow, you should choose to enjoy scaring birds. It is unnatural for you to scare anything else. You should be ashamed of those urges and suppress them. Tin Man, there is no place for an abomination such as you in this world. You should dismantle yourself and we can maybe recycle some of the parts or something.
This enormous hologram sorceress is the worst.
No, this is all wrong.
What? This is how the world is. Accept it and I will send you back to your traditional home and marriage and comfortable, settled future.
But
Wait a minute. There's something in this small cubby hole over here. I'll just drag back this curtain.
No, don't open that. Ignore the little man hiding behind the curtain. Oh, damn, I've been revealed.
Aha! It was just this man all along, and not an almighty sorceress. Mixed message there.
Yes, I was the omnipotent and omniscient Emerald Enchantress and official Oracle of Oz all along. But what of it? After all the glamour is cast aside, it is people like me that control the world. People like me who decide what is best. There is no magical fix for your problems. Even if I wish to help you, there is no spell to make your desires a reality. Even if I myself were on occasion to feel the need to break out the 301s and disguise myself as a beautiful and imperious sorceress. Even if I were, for example, to have incomprehensible feelings for my alluringly androgynous gatekeeper, Featherstone. No, there are certain things that are simply not permissible. The world cannot be made to accept them, so they must be denied.
well, that's just hooey.
Who you?
No, just ordinary hooey. Just because we can't change the world with a single flick of the wrist doesn't mean we shouldn't struggle against injustice.
That's right. The land of Oz has come a long way since the 30s when folk were persecuted for lack of heart, brains and courage.
We'd be doing an injustice to those pioneers if we didn't keep up the fight.
And inspire those who come after us to keep guiding our society into what we hope it can become.
Here comes the mule in the front of you again! Hooray! Just in time for the finale! Congratulations, Miss Birch! You have learnt the lessons you came here to learn, albeit not complex one. And your little dog, too!
I'm so sorry. I've learned what now?
Now you must decide whether you wish to stay here in the not quite as magical as you thought Land of Oz, or return home where you may still be forced into a loveless and passionless marriage and have your allegorical dog put down.
Well, let's not do that.
Oh, Rufus, if you could talk, I know you would agree that we should definitely go back.
Hang about, you're not the one being euthanized.
There can be no progress without opposition and sacrifice. If that means the death of poor Rufus here, then so be it.
Bollocks. See, I probably qualify for refugee status.
Well, simply click your platform heels together like in that film and you'll be away. Bit of swearing there.
Bit of swearing.
Oh, we usually do that.
It's a serious episode. Big themes.
And so, Imogen and her enormous dog, Rufus Strideforth, return to their dusty grey farmstead to confront their fate. They expect no easy ride. They know there will be hardship and sacrifice. But just as surely they know that there is no escape. This is a chalice that it would be impossible for them to put aside. They progress, one step at a time, to a kaleidoscopic future where you, and you, and you, dear listeners, are there. A future that we will not reach today, nor tomorrow, but one day, at the unseen hour. We hope that you were somewhat shook by the Unseen Hour episode 10. There's Something Over the Rainbow. It was recorded live at the Rosemary Branch Theatre in London by Andy Goddard. It was performed fluttersomely by Brice, Stratford, Joey Timmins, and James Carney, and featured a monologue written by Raymond Miller and performed by Teddy Lamb. The musical guest was Rookes. Theme music by The Unrecorded. The Unseen Hour is written, created, and produced by James Carney. And the podcast is produced, in all the colors of the radio, by Andy Goddard. It was brought to the Rosemary Branch Theatre by Unattended Items. You can find The Unseen Hour all across the internet, from the red of YouTube to the slightly less insistent red of Patreon, from the blue of Facebook to the slightly lighter blue of Twitter, and across the more mutable colors of Instagram, iTunes, and all those other podcast apps. Join us for an extra bonus live show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival on Wednesday the 16th of August at the Gilded Balloon. See unseenhour.com for more details. We all look forward to seeing you again at the Unseen Hour.